Hey everybody, it's Linda Hall, your co-host from 19 Cats and Counting. We are so excited because we have a country recording artist with us, Callie McCullough, who writes amazing music from her heart. She loves cats, she's funny, she's cute as a button, and I have about a zillion questions for her that are going to be really hard to fit in this time frame. So if you'll just hang on till we're back from this sponsored ad, I will introduce you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall. I am here with my co-hostess with the mostest, Rita Reimers.
I'm here, and if anyone's keeping count again, 19 Cats and Counting is now 18.
Yeah.
I lost Mimi this week. Those of you who've been listening, you know Mimi was a cat that was going to be euthanized by her owner because he didn't have time to handle her medical needs, so I took her in. We only got about 5 weeks together, but I was able to get her some good medical care and ease her in her transition over the Rainbow Bridge. I actually let her previous owners come and say goodbye.
Yeah,
too,
and she had a wonderful 5 weeks with you. And
we're 18 now. Of course, the name of the show will stay the same because Linda and I are aiming to have 19 cats total.
Between us combined, yes. Yes.
But tell us who we're talking with today.
Okay, I'm stinking dying, so, you know, do I admit that I'm not normally a country music fan, but I had to play her music, you know, to check her out, and I kind of love her.
Yeah.
We won't tell her. We won't tell her.
Well, I think she knows now.
Oh, well, and I'm kind of like, the more I dug into her, the more like low-key obsessed I got. So like, I don't know. I don't think she's a restraining order yet, but it may be in the future. So
I have her
let's
YouTube
bring her on.
I was listening before we started, but
yes, you were listening to 3/4 time. Yes, hi, Callie.
Callie McCullough, if you missed who we're talking
Yes, we're so glad you're here. And we got the biggest, before we hit record, we got the biggest compliment ever. She was more excited about this than CMT, okay? Yes, girl. Yes, girl.
Say that.
I was just like, ladies, this is the best day of my life. I've been talking, like, ever since Gail told me about this. I've been telling everybody I know, I'm like, you guys, you don't understand, I'm going to cat show this month. And Gail was like, okay, well, you know, we have Billboard in this day. I was like, but what day are we doing the cat show?
When is the cat show?
Where is your kitty? Where is your kitty?
Yeah, we lost Kitty. Though, well, podcast, they can't see Kitty, but yeah, yes, if you have a wand toy, that will bring the kitty. Yes, without a doubt.
Can't see her, but she's actually like right there. She is. Kitty, don't you?
Yes.
How did she enter your life, Callie?
Well, Kitty comes
with
quite a little story, don't you, baby? She's a bit of a biter. So I had a friend in town who's a full-time music producer, and so what had happened was that he was driving down the road on the way to like a big studio session that day, and he saw a pickup truck throw this little fluff ball, no idea what it was, out on an 8-lane interstate. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's got like the softest heart of gold, pulls the car over to the shoulder, gets out, and like grabs this, it doesn't know what it is, grabs it, goes, this is a cat, puts it in the car, like, rolls into the Walmart, gets some cat stuff, takes this baby cat to the studio, and is like, I guess I have a cat now.
And that's how you get a cat, folks.
Has to keep the baby separate from the dogs, is in the middle of moving, like all the things are going down. And we'll shout him out, his name is Jay Took, he's a producer here in Nashville, and we've just known each other for years. Actually, we're both Canadian. And so my girlfriend, Molly Brown, who's an amazing artist, also has a cat. Maybe you'll get to talk to her.
I was going to say, we'll have to check into Molly, yes.
Billy Nelson, the redheaded stranger. Molly got a cat a couple years ago. I'm over at Molly's house, perhaps into some herbal substances, having just a chill evening. She comes home from the studio with Jay. She was like, Jay has this little black kitten and he can't keep her and nobody will take her. And Callie, you should get this cat. I'm high as a kite, and it was summertime, I was having some health things, so I wasn't on the road, and I was like, I should get that cat.
Sure, I'll take the cat. I'm feeling good.
About your cat, and 12 hours later, I brought her home, and she was so little.
I bet.
She was so tiny.
How old is she now?
I think she's approximately like 8, to 10 months. We couldn't quite figure it out.
I was going to guess about 6.
Failure to thrive thing going on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I brought her, she was so tiny. She was covered in like fleas. Sick little baby. And
I
Mommy
hate when people
back
throw
the
the cats out, though. I mean, don't do that. There's no reason to hurt
Not
them.
like creepo, like religious, like black cat situation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she was so tiny because he'd had her for a month by the time I got her, and she was so tiny that like she had to have been from a litter that they'd had.
Yeah.
And so we don't really know what the story is, but she had a foster dad. Now he taught her to bite hands, so Mommy's still working on that.
yes, we'll do a session with you so we can
Yeah.
stop that
Yeah.
behavior
Yeah.
before it becomes
Working on the
permanent.
biting, but now Kitty and I are living together for. I'm gonna have this cat when I'm 50.
Yes.
you
Yes. That's it. Yes.
Kitty and I are going to be together for the next 20 years.
Yes.
I
And-
love it. I love that you said that because a lot of people don't realize it's a commitment. It's really a
Long
commitment.
term. Yes. Yes. It's
I'll
like
never ever be lonely again. I can't even brush my teeth alone.
No, I love it. I know that.
we
story.
understand that. My favorite is going into the bathroom and, getting comfy on the commode to, take care of business. And then somebody's like plopped on my lap and I'm like, this is a private time. Can we discuss this?
Yeah,
So
didn't my
Kitty's sitting on
sweetie
the
pie
edge
do
of the
that too?
bathtub, like if you take a shower, she watches
Yes.
you brush her teeth. She's sitting on the sink.
Yep.
I think she's part Siamese or Oriental because she's extremely like bonded, like codependent. Like she's obsessed with me, and if you're in the house and you shut her out of the room you're in, she loses her mind.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More than 3 feet away from me if I'm home.
Is she talkative? Because Siamese tend to be loud.
Well, right now she's in. So she's very meowy. But tomorrow's her big day at the vet, and Mommy has to get her fixed.
Oh,
I'm really worried.
yeah,
I know, it's hard. I always
It
worry.
is.
Well, but
So-
first she's getting an ultrasound because Kitty still might. I could tell you about her big adventure.
Tell us about her big adventure. Was it a bad adventure?
She
for
go
her?
find a boyfriend.
That's what I'm
Kitty's
thinking.
an indoor cat because she travels on the road with Mommy. She goes everywhere with me.
Aw.
And so she has to be an indoor cat. But
Yes.
just otherwise she'd want to make a break for it. So I'm like loading guitars and she busts out the back door. And this was November 9th, so about a month ago. And sometimes she would come outside while I was barbecuing, but she'd never go more than 3 feet away because she's so codependent.
Yeah.
Busts out. She's gone for like 5 hours. I'm out there middle of the night. It's like cold. It's like snowing. I'm going, Kitty, come home. I'm so worried. I'm trying to get this cat in for 5 hours. I'm like out there in a parka. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like doing the whole thing. It's like 2 a.m. Finally, I give up. And I decided to just leave my back door like a crack open.
Very good.
Like downtown Nashville. I'm like, well, this isn't safe, but I have no choice.
But my cat, right? Yeah.
So I'm not in bed for more than 5 minutes, and who should jump up on the end of the bed but Kitty with a puffed up tail and a certain kind of look on her face. And I was like,
Oh no.
Mommy knows that look. Mommy invented that look.
Little romance.
Yeah,
Little evening
I
stroll.
She's going to have a little ultrasound before
her spay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, well, part of me is like, now I have a very busy winter schedule and I have to go on tour. So while it wouldn't be opportune to have kittens, at the same time, Mommy's kind of
Kittens.
I know.
Just think about this. I think with the little babies, and I could
get
name
it.
one Muriel. I always think Muriel is a good name for a cat. And I could
like
raise her little babies and we could home them.
I know.
Yes.
And
There's
Well, and who wouldn't want one of Callie
I was
McCullough's
just thinking
cats,
that.
right? Like,
just
I'm
thinking
really
that.
on the fence about what I want the result to be because
I
it's
know.
I
not
know.
going to be very practical for my
There's
life.
so many cats and kittens in the shelter, but if she is, I get it.
I'm trying to imagine you taking a mother cat and her kittens on the tour bus as you're
Oh.
traveling around.
You
couldn't
know,
do
like
that.
here's the thing: if she's already halfway through her pregnancy, like, don't you think it would be bad for her if I like she has to know
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
babies? And
Yeah.
then she could have the babies, and I could raise the babies, and it would be the best
I love you. Yes.
Have
You
you
gotta-
thought about harness training and
Ideally,
leash
she's
training?
not pregnant. But
I
like
hope
if
Yeah.
she is,
I
I'm
hope
going to
she's-
let her have the kitties.
It's going to be amazing. Yes. Yes. It's so exciting. And you should name them like after, let's see. We'll name one of them Pearl after $5 pearls.
That's what. So my co-writer Scotty, he was like, "Well, you have to name one pearl."
If one of them's
Yes.
black, you have to have a midnight.
I love that song, $5 Pearls. I like every teenage girl needs to hear this song. Like, you're good enough, doggone it. Doesn't matter what you got. It's about you.
Right.
You know, it's sort of, it actually came up again recently, just in a conversation I had last night, and I actually had that moment where I was like, wow, did that just happen again? Am I not past this yet? But it's like, I think I've spent my whole life thinking like I should be the sweet girl and the quiet girl and the ingenue and the, you know, the little wallflower girl, and like, have you effing met, like,
I was going to say,
You're not
honey.
a wallflower for
like,
sure.
like
You are
it's just not who I am, and I just,
No.
and it's like, I don't know.
I know.
Like my mother was always like, no, you be you. Like it was never.
Yeah.
She's right.
Good mama.
From my family. So I don't know where I got it, but you know, sort of a theme throughout my life is, you know, you're too much, your personality is too big, you're too loud, your hair is too crazy. Like it's all just too much, you know.
Crazy hair, I know. Everybody
Yeah,
wants me
well,
to
and I've got
crazy.
the mouth, so yeah. You know, I remember I had this friend who was just really calm and zen, and like she taught Tai Chi classes, and she always spoke like this, and it was so calming, and I thought, I want to be like her. Honey, it ain't in me, okay? You can hear me from 80 miles away. We could probably do this thing without Zoom. She'd be like, I hear you in Nashville. You know, it's
sometimes
just not,
I have to shout to get a word in.
it's
just like, it's not who I am, and I think I definitely spent a lot of years trying, and then, you know, in the last year and a half, I've really kind of given myself permission to put it down, but it, you know,
I think young women,
and it shocked me because I almost cried when I had the conversation, and I just thought, wow, I'm still really here, you know. And it's like, so anyways, you know, that song is like the most personal thing I've ever written. It was true story, and it wasn't the person I was dating, it's the way that I felt.
I think media has a lot to do with these young women growing up thinking they have to be a certain way or please everyone.
Yeah.
Well, and you've kind of been in the limelight forever, right? Like you come from this musical family. Like, weren't you in a group with your mother? Did I catch something like that? Yeah.
My mom and I actually toured all over North America for about 7 years.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I started playing shows by the time I was 14, but I started kind of growing up backstage from the time I was about 3 years old. And
So
my
you're
mom,
comfortable. You're comfortable around this.
oh yeah, like it's completely, like when I went to school and I realized that other people's parents had normal jobs, I was like, oh. Okay.
How boring,
Oh,
right?
You don't travel, and yeah. But I love that whole musical family. Like, my family is not in the business of being musical, but like my mom plays the piano, and she would sit down and play, and her sister and her husband and all 4 of their kids, I had to do a quick count, 4 of their kids are all really musical, and they come over and they sing, and my father and I are the ones that, I mean, I won't break glass, but I definitely will not be getting a contract. And it always
I
bothered
would
me.
break glass.
And my sister's got this amazing voice, and I was always like, I want that. And I love doing the sing-alongs, and I think families that come together and sing together are so cool. So what an awesome gift for you.
Here though, you know, she does this thing, like she bites you so much she'll like wrap her little arms around you.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Mommy loves you.
They're
but-
love nips, but we have to make it stop, right? Like, yeah.
Mommy loves you, but the biting isn't very nice to her.
Yeah.
We'll get you through that.
So,
for sure.
yeah, we will.
Down.
So for now, her name is Kitty.
No, not for now.
That's
Oh,
her
just
permanent
that's it. Okay.
Here's the thing. So
Okay.
I really was like, I got her, and they had named her Beans, which didn't suit her at all.
name. That doesn't look like her. No.
No.
And it looks like a boy cat name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, she just jumped up, and look at this.
Yeah. She's like a little monkey. No.
I caught when Gail sent us the information, I caught she was saying something about how you can't work out, because I had this image in my head, this really pretty image of you writing songs with your cat
Yeah, I
on
think
your
so.
lap.
Not with
And,
that cat.
you know, and you're strumming your guitar. I had this really beautiful romantic vision with your cat, and then I found out that, like, she will have none of it. And
That is, well, okay. So back to right. There's so many things to talk about.
Yes.
So the
I
name.
know.
Okay, so I bring her home, and I thought, I was like, oh, maybe I'll call her, like, and everybody's sending. I have a cat, like, send name suggestions. So I got thousands of people sending me names. I'm like, oh, maybe it's like gonna be Zoe or like Cleo, or people are be like, call her Midnight, call her Zelda, call her this, call her that, whatever. And so I tried really hard to call her Zoe, but much like her mother, she's not really like a wallflower, sweet and nice cat. She's a bit more psycho. And so, I just start. She really has a couple names. She has like Kitty, 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 Mommy loves you, and then she has Kitty, you know better.
Yes, yes. Oh, I like that one.
All
Like-
mine have nicknames like that too.
In an aggressive Russian
Yes.
accent. It's like
Yes.
Kitty, you know better.
I like that you add the Russian. We haven't tried that. We should suggest that in behavior sessions. Have you tried a Russian accent?
She doesn't like
Because this could be.
But
This
most
could
of
be
her
the
names
thing.
are like, Kitty, 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 Mommy love you, Mommy love you so much.
It's the depth of the voice. It's not the accent. It's
Well,
when your
no,
voice gets
exactly.
deep.
Yeah. Oh, my daughter walked in the room earlier and looked at me and said, "Who were you talking to?" And I pointed to the orange cat on the bed and went, "Galway." I mean, what do you mean, who am I talking to? Of course
I
I'm
talk
talking
to
to
them
the cat.
I've taken a lot of flack. I'll show you her little name tag. See, it says Kitty. That's well.
Kitty.
Pretty
I think
She
that's
just
a
wants to
perfect
bite,
name.
bite, bite.
She is just, yeah.
jealous of the fact that I'm talking
Yeah,
to
we
you.
definitely
Yeah.
need to talk because that's not good.
Yeah. She just wants your attention so bad. She's so obsessed with you. She loves you
Yeah,
so much.
So she has a name tag. It says Kitty. I've taken a lot of shit from people being like, "And what did you name your cat, Callie?" I'm like, "Her name is Kitty. That's her name. It suits
You're
her."
not the only one.
Exactly. Yes.
We ran a cat's only pet sitting business for a lot of years, and we had lots of Kitty, Miss Kitty, Mr. Kitty. We had a
Well,
lot.
her name is sometimes Miss Kitty, as in like Kitty Wells,
Mm-hmm.
like Kitty Wells, or like should have been a cowboy, Miss Kitty. Have you ever
Yeah.
thought about that?
Yes.
So her
Yes.
name is Kitty with a few country music things, and also she's just a little bit of a psychopath. So
Oh, well,
See,
yeah.
it fits in, It
Yeah.
fits
That
in
happens,
Country
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Her name being Kitty.
But we lost our train of thought for a hot minute there. We were talking about the name. We were talking about something else. So Kitty does not partake in any work processes. Now, when Mommy has co-writers over, Kitty kind of steals the show for the first 30
I could see
minutes. And like she'll get their attention, but I'll just open the front door and she'll look out the glass door window.
Yes.
She'll sit there and nap and like it, but
Yeah.
I do have the studio in the house, and I can't let her in there because she'll chew everything.
Sure.
Right.
I'm kind of like, if I need to buckle down and work, I'll go in the studio, I'll shut the door. She'll sit outside the door and cry, but like,
That was my next question. You already answered. Thank you. Yes. And then what happens?
it breaks my heart, but she's getting a bit more independent. Like she used to, and of course when she was just such a baby, I just didn't have the heart.
Well, yeah, she's a kitten, and as she grows older, she'll grow out of some of that behavior, but if you don't curb the biting now, she'll never stop.
Yeah. We have to work on the bite.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. We got you, girl. We got you. We got you.
Unfortunately, I think we need to take a break.
we
for
need to
our
take a
next
break? Okay.
sponsor,
I'll
and
hold
then
my next
we'll
question.
be right back.
Right now.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting with my awesome co-host Linda Hall and beautiful and talented Callie McCullough.
She is
and her
cute
kitty,
as a button.
Kitty.
Look at this. Look
Their cat will not stop. She's just like, I want attention. Quit
Yeah,
talking
but
to those
what
ladies.
you're doing there, you're feeding right into. Your
We're gonna
hands
work
look
on
like
this.
prey to her.
We're gonna work on it. Yeah,
Feels
that's
good
good
to
that
her
you
to
use
bite.
want.
It feels good to her to bite, because that's what they do with prey. They bite down. That's
Yep.
what she wants to
Yep.
do.
It does. She actually hunts me in the house. So
I
like,
believe it.
I'll be in bed and she'll like start talking like, "Mummy is not your prey."
I love it.
It's like,
Perfect.
like, "Mummy is not your prey." She's a very strong prey instinct. Like in the summer, she was hunting flies in the house and stuff like that, and like she's on, like she's a huntress. She actually like my cat.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting like a sweet kitten, but actually I adopted a baby panther. Like she is
You
a
did.
panther. And
Yes.
actually, this guy came. They were doing one of these alarm code update things they had to do.
Yeah.
They were messaging, like ADT's messaging me for a year. We have to update your thing. So finally we get this thing booked. Guy shows up at like 8 a.m.
Ugh.
Not so good English. I'm there in the house coat with the cat. First word out of his mouth, not hi, how are you, what's going on? It's just, cat this panther. And then goes on to explain to me that he has a fixation with panthers. Like he's obsessed with panthers, has all these photos of panthers. And then I realized he's actually wearing a shirt like with a panther on it. Anyway,
That's funny.
loves him. And there's like a table in the entryway, like right under the alarm. She sits there and is like, loving on him for half an hour.
Aww.
Like, literally opens the door. Cat is Panther.
I'm surprised he didn't try to take the cat with him. Like, gotta go in toolbox. Cat in toolbox.
And no, but she is. She's a baby panther, and she's a huntress. Like this cat could survive in the wild.
Probably should.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Her hunting instincts are right on.
Kitty
So when are we gonna get a song out of you about cats?
That's a good
well,
question.
It could be any day now.
I want it.
You provide the herbal substances and the day of downtime, and
Yes.
You bring
It
her
is
on
one of the
stage
most
with
creative.
you, she's gonna upstage you. That's the
well,
thing.
so Kitty does go on the road,
Uh-huh.
and now like we're just starting to get back to touring. But like I've been doing a lot of travel. Like I just did like a handful of shows, and then I'll travel for like we just came back from the Country Music Awards in Canada, which is where I'm from. And so I take her with me for all of that stuff. She's a great traveler. She enjoys the hotel life just like Mommy.
Wonderful, right? Who
Like,
doesn't? I can't blame her.
Like
If you ever come to the Carolinas, you have to let me know.
Oh,
I live right near Charlotte.
you're near Charlotte, and you are near.
I'm near Toledo, Ohio, or
I go there all the time.
I'm all right.
Nice.
Come on, girl. Come on.
I'll bring my cat to your collection, and we'll see.
I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready.
I'm originally from Ontario.
Yes.
Yeah, just right above Michigan.
I grew up in Buffalo.
I'm originally from Michigan, so yeah, when people talk about Canada like it's another country, which yes, I understand that it is, it doesn't feel that way to me.
Me too,
It was
because
like
we were right near the Peace Bridge. I grew up in Buffalo,
okay.
so
So
My
that's what we did when we were bored. We went to
my sister
Canada.
and brother-in-law, you could like see the bridge from their house in Michigan. So yeah, it was like, yeah, Canada. It's like next door. It's just
well, and so I know it so well, and so what I know is that the nicest border is Buffalo. So if you're like needing to bring in extra merch or putting in a work visa, Buffalo's the time.
Yeah.
But typically I'll cross in Windsor. So my family lives in Stratford, Ontario. Well, sort of. It's interesting. Half of them live in Stratford, home of the Shakespearean Theatre. Otherwise,
yes, fancy schmancy kind of cool stuff, right?
Justin Bieber, for
Well,
international,
and then
right?
there's that. Yeah, well, yeah.
And then the rest of my family lives in a place called the Beaver Valley, if you believe that.
Beaver.
Yeah, the Beaver Valley. And sometimes people will be like, you have a Southern accent. I was like, no, that's a Beaver Valley accent.
I did hear you. There was an interview where you were doing with someone, and I caught like one word that had a twang, and I thought, wow, is Nashville getting to her? She's from Canada. They don't talk.
Well, I'll tell you, Southern accents are catchy, though. I've been in the South, gosh,
They
half
are
my
catchy.
life. It's easy to
Yes,
catch.
yes,
But
it
the
is.
one for me that really caught on was like oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine. And oh god, because I remember waiting tables here, and I was like, how's everything? Like, it's fine. I'm like, in Canada, if somebody was like, it's fine. That means like it's not good.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
really?
Oh, well, and they're like, no, it's fine. None of them daughters is fine. So,
love it.
yeah, but basically, long story short, it's about a straight, 12 to 16 hour drive, depending where you're going home.
Yeah.
I have worn out the I-75 up through Ohio, Toledo, all of it. I know it like the back of my hand. I've stayed at probably every Holiday Inn along that road.
Yeah.
Linda's in a teeny little town no one's ever heard
Yeah,
of.
Defiance. It's about 40 minutes from Toledo, so I just tell everyone
That
Toledo.
hometown name. I'm from Defiance.
I'm
Ohio.
Defiance.
I know,
We're
I love that name,
Defiant.
really.
We are Defiant.
You really crushed that.
There's a real bloody ucky history that goes with it, but we won't go there.
So when are you touring, and where are you touring, and can people
Well-
buy tickets to see you?
Yeah, so we don't have anything announced right now. We're working sort of on April forward,
Uh-huh.
as the world has just been like,
Yeah, I know.
No doubt.
rescheduled the album tour like 3 times. Finally was like, I'm gonna sit home with my cat and like wait because I'm tired.
I'm good.
So yeah, dates starting in April.
Okay, great.
Announced kind of probably by February, and it's a lot of like wineries, listening rooms, that kind of stuff. I did just do a really big show up in my hometown in Stratford, which was beautiful, and we filmed it and doing some stuff with that. But yeah, like you know, any of those like venues that are like your converted churches, your wineries, your listening stuff. And so we'll see. I think it's going to be a big year. There's been a lot of good stuff happening. So it was just really bizarre. We put this record out right as the world was shutting down. And I frankly was like, you know, did all the online stuff I could do and then just went home and got high because I was like, I'm like, what am I
Every night, every night.
You're my kind of gal.
You know,
Let's get together. Yeah. Yes. Let me just check out from all this crap. The world has gone insane.
And yeah, I owned Just for Cats Pet Sitting for almost 17 years, and Linda was our executive director. And we took the opportunity to sell the business because it was really slow. Nobody was traveling, and concentrate on the cat behavior full time. And what's great about it is we can do that from our house. We don't, you know, the pet.
Yes, we can Zoom. No one's in danger, right?
Right.
Everything's just like this. Yes. Yes,
and of
exactly.
course, they're home with their pets, so they're going to need to fix the behavior.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're seeing a lot of things they didn't see before. And Three-Quarter Time just came out in November, right? Last month.
Right, yeah. So
What a
great
cool
song.
story. What a cool story.
Tell us about your inspiration for that.
oh, well.
The move.
Well, don't we have a story? No, I mean, Three-Quarter Time was, it almost felt like the bonus track on the record because a lot of the record really did have, you know, that softer, more easy listening, you know,
Yes.
like alt country, bluegrass. Like I
Yes.
was like, you know, if Nora Jones, Alison Krauss, James Taylor, and Dolly Parton had a child, that would be that.
Right? That's it.
Which like wasn't the goal, and I definitely am not like composed enough as a human to do things intentionally, but like this was my first solo record, and basically what happened was that I've been in Nashville writing songs, and one by one, you know, songs kind of came out that I was like, oh, this is actually me, because I've been in bands. I've been in a Celtic band, I've been in a duo with my mom, I've been in a country band, I've done, you know, a lot of touring, a lot of different bands for about, you know, 12 years, sort of before I landed here. And I got here, I was 24, and I was like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I know that I'm going to focus on songwriting for a while, and was writing for other people. And then, of course, at the time that I got to Nashville, everything was just, so when you say that you don't like country music, if we're referring to new country music, believe me, I hate it too. I hate it so much, it makes my soul die. Okay.
Aww,
So
yes.
I have a really long and deep love for traditional country music and blues, like bluegrass music and
Yes.
blues music and folk
I
music.
love Dolly. I love Dolly Parton.
And all of those, you know, sounds that have built the genre, and also just different subsets of music. And so at the time I landed in Nashville, it was like the most bro pop, like lyrical, lack of intelligence, soul crushing, formulaic crap you've ever heard. And it's moving the way we want it to. It's headed towards the light, but it's a long haul. So
Yes.
I'm doing all these things. And so the record was sort of, you know, like there had been a deal on the table, and it was like, oh, but this is going to be your first single. I'm going, no, I don't think it is, you know. and so there had been a lot of things that happened in those years, and I was playing tip jar gigs, and I was really broke, and I was really fighting hard to be able to make the music that I wanted to make in the way that I wanted to make it, and having
Right.
to say no to a lot of opportunities that it was like, well, you know, you're great, you look great, you sing great, blah, 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 but you need to do, this is the thing you have to do if we're going to be able to get behind you, push you, sell you. This is the formula, get in it or get out. And so you're sitting there and you can't pay your phone bill, and your car's breaking down, and your tip jar gig.
I can relate to that. Yeah.
And you go, but if I do this, I might as well go die inside. So,
Yeah.
you know, the story of this record was like really me and my friends being like, well, we can do this ourselves. We have the songs, we know who to call. Like, let's make the record we want to make. I paid for it, like, with my tip jar gigs. And it took a long time to get it done. And then we had a lot of amazing people come on board, guys from, you know, Alison Krauss's band Union Station, and a Grammy-winning Western swing band called the Time Jumpers. And, you know, we had sent them the music and kind of convinced them to come make this record collectively. And then the producer, Dustin Olian, and I, you know, we'd all been friends and kind of come up together, all new kids in town. He produced it. Him and I made a couple of the tracks just completely by ourselves in his home studio. And, we did this thing with the record. So anyways, most of it was just really soft tone. And 3/4 Time is the story of making that record, of my first years in Nashville, of the struggle and the fight that I felt to be able to do what I wanted to do.
Sure.
Yes.
So
When you're true to your vision, people get behind you more because you can really motivate people to believe in you if you believe in yourself. That
Well,
deeply.
in all of your songs, they're very deep and personal. So Rita and I were discussing this before you got on. I was like, I don't know what that. I mean, some of it's just heart wrenching and you can just feel it. Like, I remember the first time I was in the car with my sister and she was singing. I was probably about 12 because I think she had just gotten her driver's license, and she sang a song that made me cry. It was the first song that ever made me cry. And I don't remember the song. I just remember it touching me. And all of your songs are like that. They're so personal. They paint a picture, they tell a story, and you live it. Like when you watch a movie and you're so in it that you swear like that's your guy, right? Like, and I can feel every second of it. And that's super cool, but that's got to take a heck of a lot out of you, babe. I just don't know.
So it's so interesting, and so I have 2 stories about that. So 3/4 Time was like my giant FU, right? And so when we put the record out, the whole world shut down. And then, a year and a half later, the record's being nominated for Canadian Country Music Awards, and things are happening. So I said, all right, this is kind of the last chance we have with this record. It's been out, and we had released, 3 singles from the record leading up to it. And that was all great because the world was still open and everything was lovely. And I was like, all right, well, this is the time I want to do one more push with this record. And this is what I want to say before I move on to the next project. And so we was able to kind of pull all of the things together. So we have this really hilarious music video coming out in January. And, the chord, it's funny. I get to be sassy in it, which,
Oh, I can't wait to see it. You have to let us know when it's out.
Oh, Gail will send it to you.
Oh, good.
You can get, the preview on it, but it's not really.
I'm excited. Yeah,
And,
we'll keep it just between us.
I get to do, the eye roll sass in it, just like the whole scene that is playing downtown Nashville, because it's very much a struggle for artists. And what people don't understand is, bands are actually playing for tips. So one night, I used to have this gig at the George Jones Museum. And I turned over a tip jar, and under the 20s, 5s, 10s, and 1s is a nickel and 4 pennies, 9 cents, not a dime. So I sat down the next day with my 2 friends, Ryan Sorstad and Scotty Kipper, who I actually accidentally wrote the whole album with, because those just happened to be the songs that were I was able to put the most of myself in them when I was writing with these guys. And so we sit down, we had an appointment to write. I'm in my roommate, who was super weird, had a life-size Homer Simpson doll in his condo. I have no idea why.
We don't want to know.
And the whole living room was decked out in Steelers gear, which is cool. So he was a sports teacher dude. So he was never there during the day, and I was never there at night. So I never ever saw him.
Oh, that works.
So he says, we're sitting there with this Homer Simpson doll in this bro sports living room, and I was like, guys, somebody put 9 cents in my tip jar last night. What is my life? And we just started spitballing. We wrote this song, and we were like, no one's ever gonna let us sing this in public, and I was like, well, you haven't met me, right? And the song, it kind of, and I say this with songs. And the other song that is the most personal, 3/4 Time is my Nashville story, and $5 Pearls is my personal story.
Yes.
And
Yes.
somebody is calling me, and I'm just declining my call.
So I'm sorry. I got better things to do than talk to you right now.
Where was it, Linda, when we were in
How do I
Tennessee?
get back to us? Hang tight. Oh, here we go.
All right.
When we were in Tennessee, what was that
The Bluebird, the Bluebird Cafe.
We went to the Bluebird.
That was
a
a
lot
really
of fun.
neat experience. Again, we went. A friend of ours used to watch the show that it was it Nashville that Bluebird Cafe was on.
Yeah, it
And
was
so she
Nashville.
was like, we have to go. And Rita and I are both like, we're not big country music fans. So what the heck? Let's go out. Well, we'll chill. And
There was some great talent.
Yes, and it was. I got that feeling from you. It was a personal vibe. It was a story. It was, I enjoyed the heck out of that night.
did
I
too.
really, really did. Yes.
See, so we really don't hate country music.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
the right country music.
I like good country music. And I will say this record actually isn't particularly country, because it's actually so country we can't call it country anymore. And so, what I say with, when we talk about songs being personal and that taking a lot out of you to share it with the world, is sort of, in the aftermath of that, you know, with the wisdom of a few years later, I've learned something, because, you know, starting out as a young solo artist, that was the first time that it was like my vulnerability, not a band. You know, it's my story. I was out there, my face, my name on the sign. People are coming to see just me. Then that's been kind of the first time, right? It's always been being part of an entity, and you hide behind that to an extent.
Yes.
And you take on a persona. And with this record especially, and with these songs, in hindsight, what I've learned is that you put the most vulnerable personal pieces of yourself into the world of in these songs, right? But as you go out and you play them, and as people learn them and learn them as pieces of you, what actually happens is these songs kind of like are babies that grow up, and they become your armor, and they protect
Yes.
you, and they become what you're known for. So 3/4 Time became like my theme song in Nashville. They were like, oh yeah, that's Callie. She's going to burn down country music. She don't give a fuck. And
You've got to
in
stay
to
true
win
to
it.
yourself. You've
and
got
Five
to.
Dollar Pearls really became like what got me known as a singer in Nashville, you know, a very specific type of vocal. And so they become the thing that protects you the most, like after being the most just personal thing.
And it becomes other people's story. You know, I was listening to Missing You. And I was widowed in 2002, and I'm remarried, and he's wonderful. It's just, but you know, you carry that with you forever. And then I lost my son-in-law a little over a year ago. He passed from COVID. And so, yeah. And I was listening, and the big open rooms and the empty, and I'm sobbing. And it was my story now, not your story. I was seeing Dan, and I was seeing
But that's
Sebastian, and I
that's
was
why
living
people
this.
enjoy your music, though, is that they can relate to it on a personal
The
level.
connection, yes. Totally wasn't your song anymore. It was my song and my story. I stole it.
You know, songwriters, as much as see my cat's in heat, she's literally climbing the wall.
Poor baby.
I know. Mommy understands.
Right? Like, been there, done that. Yeah.
And you know, as songwriters, you know, as much as we do, you know, when you start writing to the point where you're writing all the time, you know,
Yeah.
you know, as a personal standpoint for myself as an artist, yes, I'm always needing to tell my story, but we're also telling stories that belong to people and stories that people can relate to, right? Like, you want people to connect. Like, the goal of music in well, there's two things. One, I can't not do it. Like, it's like having a mental illness. You're like, well, I'm stuck with this thing. If I could do something that like paid the bills more solidly, I probably would have done that.
Right.
I'm not allowed to put it down. Like, it's a thing you've been given. You can't help yourself.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
But the other thing is, to me, aside from the fact that I physically cannot not do it, the goal of music is connection. That's the whole point. Right? We're trying to connect with people. We're trying to, like, I want to go out there and connect, whether that's 50 people or 500 or 5,000.
And stories are
Yeah.
how we connect. We use stories all the time in what we do.
Yeah, that's when we do behavior sessions. I like to work with analogies. Like, I like to. Your cat
I
is
see a
killing
little
me.
tail
I
there.
like to. I like to connect with stories and make analogies. And, you know, this is
I
like
saw
this.
that.
And yes, get the connection. After Midnight, I have to say, is my favorite.
Thank you.
That is like the jam. I like had that. Alexa
That's the one I
loop,
was listening to
and I
just
kept
before.
playing. Yeah, because I said that was my favorite. Yeah, listen to this.
Oh.
I had it looping on Alexa.
So, and After Midnight became the title track of the record, and the song was written kind of in an oddball way. So I was supposed to drive home. I was home in Canada for Christmas.
Yeah.
And at this point, I had just the lemon of lemons of minivans. Like, every time I had $100, it knew and it broke with a
Right.
problem. Like, it
Sounds
was,
like my
$100.
car.
it was psycho.
Yep.
And it was this had to be, I want to say 2015 maybe. And it was, or 2016 maybe. It was like the snowstorm of all hell broke loose. I
great.
was supposed to drive back through Buffalo, Peace Bridge, do my work visa, do the whole thing. And every road was closed. And also I've totaled 7 cars. I'm not a great driver. And my family's like, listen, hard no, you're staying here for an extra 4 days. The storm has got to be done before you hit the road. So my friend Scotty, who's in Nashville part-time, also happens to live 30 minutes up the road from my family in Canada. I was like, hey, Scotty, Like, I'm gonna be stuck here for a week. I don't have snow tires because I live in Tennessee now.
Right.
Right.
Why don't you come to my dad's? My dad, both my parents are were full-time musicians, and then also did other things. My dad has a recording studio in my hometown, and I said, you know, why don't you just come to my dad's studio? We'll get into the wine, we'll chill out, we'll eat some food, we'll try and see if we can write something because I'm here, right?
Yeah.
And so it really all started out like there's this majestic Gordon Lightfoot style snowfall happening in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, and it's all beautiful. Scotty brings a case of red wine. And like we were talking about this, you know, when you get so just deeply involved in a movie, right?
Yes.
Scotty goes, I think we should watch Midnight in Paris. So we watch Midnight in Paris with like 3 bottles of red wine and wake up on the floor of the studio around 4 a.m.
Yes.
And I was like, so I have this melody idea I've been sitting on for a while, and it was like the da 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 da, and he kind of gets that Parisian thing going, and we wrote the song like really quickly.
Wow.
And it became the title track of the record, and we were able, because of the incredible musicians we were able to have, and Dustin's production and Scotty's vision, and all of us kind of collaborating, we brought it to life with those, accordions and violins, as if you're really strolling through the streets of Paris after midnight. That's how that song happened. It was a total fluke, like snowstorm,
It was meant to happen that way.
It just I don't know, it's a feel good song, not like a super happy, but yeah, it took me with and it was just I literally
way over.
Are we way over? Darn it, Mark's gonna have at us, but
so Callie, how can people find you? How can they hear your music?
So the record After Midnight is available on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, everywhere that music is sold. You can buy hard copies off of my website, which is www.calliemccullough.com. And on all of my social media, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of that stuff, you can follow me, and half of my posts being about my cat. It's called at Callie MC Music. So that's how you
Callie MC Music.
We'll put all this in the links below when we post it on YouTube.
Yes. And we'll be watching for your schedule.
We will send you the Calendly link. I guess we'll send it to Gail, so you can schedule a behavior session with us.
Yes.
Oh,
and
we will
I guess
Kitty
we should
in
wait
shape.
to find out if Kitty's pregnant or not.
Yeah.
She's supposed to get neutered. She's supposed to get spayed tomorrow, right?
Day.
Tomorrow's a big day.
Spayed, or she's coming home so mommy can prepare for her babies.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you which result I'm hoping for.
Look what's she doing. She's
Apologies to anyone listening to this on the podcast that cannot see, because it's really funny. You need to
make
see
sure you check. If you're listening to this on Pet Life Radio, make sure you check our YouTube in about a week. And the video will be up.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna knock over your lamp now. Oh my god.
She's really into it. Yeah.
Let
We're
you go
used
be
to
cat
this.
mom. Thank you.
Oh,
so
Kelly, I could have
much,
talked to you
Callie.
all day, honey. All day.
We could have talked all day, and so the interesting thing is that Gail, who connected us, is a fellow cat lady.
Yay!
That's
I
awesome.
exchange cat photos.
That's awesome.
And she did say that if Kitty was pregnant, that they were going to take one of her babies.
Aww, that's
I
so
would,
cool.
but I have 18 cats. I can't.
Yeah, I'm trying to get below 11, but I don't know. Right? You got to fill that 19th hole that Mimi left.
You can't take another one because you'll be in divorce court.
I really
don't
think
have
I'll be
that
served
problem.
with divorce papers if I bring a 12th cat into the house. 11 cats and a chihuahua. And seriously, my husband's been amazing about it, but I really know that we're at the end. Like,
It's my dream.
I still think it's a
Have
TV
kids and
show.
I keep them all.
Linda and her 11 cats, her husband, her daughter, and son need to move in here, and we could just be one big sitcom.
there you go. We would be a good reality show.
We
would be.
definitely would. We definitely would. We could stand to live together for 1 year under the same
Oh,
roof.
heck yeah. Oh,
Look
yeah.
at her. Look at her
Without
looking
a
at
doubt.
you. She loves you.
Baby.
She loves mommy so much. Chin.
We need to have you on again.
And she bites.
Yeah.
We need
Well,
to
yes.
have you on again for sure, and then we need to have you on after we correct all these wonderful behaviors that she's doing
Yes.
right now.
And yeah, when you get tour dates, you get a new song, whatever, we're gonna have you back, because I got so
When
much
that
more I want to talk
cat
about.
song comes out,
Yes. We've been wanting a cat theme
Oh, we
song.
didn't even
So
get to, I know we have to go, but
Yeah.
so my new obsession, this 2-minute anecdote, is cat music. Because my sister, also a cat lady, was like, well, have you tried calming her down with cat music? And I
Have
was
you gone to musicforcats.com? And
Right, but all the cat music,
relaxmycat.com.
but the story about the cat music is that now I listen to cat music in the bathtub because it's better than people spa music.
No, it's calming.
So I'm in the studio with my friends and we're cutting a bunch of demos all summer. I was like, guys, have you heard of cat music? Because I really think I could get into making cat music, and then in it I would just be like, good kitty.
Well, let's do it. You need to do
Well,
it.
actually, the guy that makes music for cats, David Ty, we had him on our podcast. So
And we
we'll
also
just
had
get a
the
hold of him and
Relax
be
My
like,
Cat guy, too.
we got somebody to do the vocals with your cat. Yes, and Relax My Cat, I'm on a med. Yes, so, yeah.
It's my
We'll be like, I got your vocals for you. You do the music. She'll do the vocals.
I'll just, sit in there and be like, kitty.
Hey, we need somebody to sing our theme song.
Yes, we keep saying we got to come up with a theme song. So
Hit me up.
it's
I'll
your
do
job.
it.
Write a kitty song for us for our theme song.
Oh, you haven't written it. I thought, well, if you write it, we could do it. But
We are in the middle of writing
we could do it in
134,400
exchange
kitties.
we could do it in exchange for kitty behavior lessons.
There you go. Now that's a plan, baby. That
Like
sounds
it.
like a deal. We
Let's
got you on
do it.
video.
Love
We can't
quid
back
pro
up.
quo. If I don't leave now,
Yes.
Mark's gonna kill me because he's
I
gonna
know.
go,
All
how am I
right.
gonna edit this to 30 minutes?
All right. Wrap us up, Rita.
I know. Thank you so much, Callie and
Thank
Linda,
you.
of course. And of course, Mark Winter, who gave us our shot on Pet Life Radio so we could meet all these awesome people. And don't forget, every day is Catter Day. We'll see you next time.